Hey guys, thanks for being here. I'm Ellen, and this is a really fast-paced Vinyasa sequence geared towards building core strength and creating a sense of midline strength energy through the body. So creating it there and then working on expanding it outward and bringing it out into the rest of our body. So it's meant to be a little bit challenging. We're creating some more heat. We're building a little bit of strength there. So take it easy. If you're struggling a little bit through some of it, that's fine. That's good. So love yourself through it. Don't push yourself past what you're ready for, and have fun. Let's get to it. To begin, find yourself in a comfortable seat, cross-legged or whatever works best for you. Roll those shoulders back, lift up through the crown of your head. And then on an exhale, just settle down into your hips, feeling your belly pull in towards your spine, in and up just a little bit. And then begin to grow your breath in and out through the nose. So maybe keep your belly pulled in just a little bit for today. It's called Uddiyana Bandha. It's a belly lock. It keeps your breath locked in to your rib cage, helps you find a little bit more expansion through that rib cage, a little bit more integrity through the core. So nice big breaths. Like you're filling up 360 degrees around your rib cage, into your sides, into your back, rolling those shoulders back and keeping your spine lifted up. Find your exhale and then inhale, lift both arms up. Palms come to touch on the top of your head, and then exhale your right arm down. Keeping your left sit bone heavy on the floor, and then inhale, stretching up first and then out to the side, maybe twisting your heart open so that left shoulder comes back just a little bit. Carry that through to an exhale, and then inhale, bring everything back up. Palms touch above your head, belly pulls in just a little bit, and then exhale, left arm down, right arm stretches up, heavy through the right sit bone. And then a breath to really enjoy that openness. Keep your heart open, maybe a little twist. And exhale over. Inhale back up. Palms touch. Exhale, sweep it down like you're clearing your aura. Shoulders roll back. And then find yourself hands and knees. Fingers spread wide, aligning those wrists underneath your shoulders. Shoulders come back towards your hips, which are right above your knees. Inhale, drop your belly down, release that tension in your Uddiyana Bandha, your solar plexus. Look up. Exhale, feel that pull right back in as your head relaxes, tailbone curls in towards your forehead. Big inhale, drop it back down. Exhale. One more. And then on your next inhale, find neutral. It's like a tabletop. So your belly pulls in. Your crown of your head is reaching forward. And then feel your weight shift, sink a little heavier into your left hand and your right knee, and then inhale at the same time, keeping your hips level. Take your left leg and right arm out. And then another inhale to stretch and reach. Exhale like cat, so your knee comes to your elbow. Belly curls up like your spine is rounding. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, curl it in. Try not to move, like you can check to see if this hip is like moving this way or that way. Try and keep everything nice and steady. One more. Inhale, reach it out. Feel how that back leg it's the inward part of your leg is lifting up towards the sky. And then exhale, set it down. Maybe one cat-cow round to realign. Inhaling, dropping that belly down, cat or cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to neutral, belly pulls in, shoulders back. Go through your little checklist. Starting from the foundation, press into the points that are going to stay on the floor, And then just float your right leg and left arm out. Inhale here to realign. Everything reaches. Exhale. Belly pulls in to make room for your knee and elbow to touch underneath you. Inhale, stretch. Again, inner thigh is lifting up. Exhale, curl. Big breaths. Maybe coming into your Ujjayi breath, you constrict the back of your throat slightly so it's a little bit noisy. Last time, inhale, stretch forward. Feel your belly pull in, and then exhale, release it to the floor. Take your hands forward just a little bit. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. So your hips are reaching up and back, maybe a little micro bend in your knees to protect your low back, makes it easier to reach up. Pressing into your arms so your heart reaches down towards the floor. Then inhale your right leg up. So again, you kind of feel how everything else shifts to accommodate that. And stretch up. Couple breaths here, just reaching a little bit more on every inhale, as long as you can get. Keeping that leg so it's not coming out to the side so much, it's just reaching straight up. Those toes are pointed straight down. And then wait for your next inhale, lift it up a little bit more. Exhale, bend that knee and then open your hip up. So that foot drops down behind you towards your glutes. Try and stay as level as you can through your shoulders. And then same thing, inhale, press into your hands, reach your spine up. Like your tailbone end of your spine up. And then inhale, straighten that leg, keeping that hip open, then square it off so your toes point back towards the floor. Another inhale to lift that glute. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. So starting in your low lunge, keeping that back leg lifted, pressing out through that heel. Inhale, lift those arms up, crescent lunge. Stay here as you exhale, settling into it a little bit more. Big inhale here, and then exhale, open arm twist. So take your left hand back behind you, trying not to move in your lower body, that's your foundation. Inhale, stretch everything out. Thighs squeeze together just a little bit, like towards midline. Exhale here, relax the shoulders. Inhale, sweep it forward. Maybe a little bit of a back bend. Then exhale, set that back knee down. Sit your hips back. And bring your hands down, forehead towards your shin. Ardha Hanumanasana. And then maybe I kind of like to adjust my front foot forward so that way my hip is over my knee. Inhale, reaching forward with your spine. Exhale, settle down. About 3 breaths here. Feeling on your inhales, you reaching out through the crown of your head, reaching back through your tailbone. Don't let your hips shift. Follow your exhale all the way out, and then inhale, bend that front knee, maybe scoot that foot back if you moved it forward like me. Lift up, and then come all the way up. And then exhale, Dragonfly Twist. So you take that left hand down, your crown of your head reaches forward, and then you lift up through that right hand. So you're as long as you can get. You're not collapsing into it. You want to keep your spine lifted. Your rib cage is like spinning open towards the right. And then inhale, lift it all the way up. Exhale, shift your weight forward. Belly pulls in a lot. Hands come down, and then you fire up your left glute coming into standing splits. So that left leg is lifted, toes are pointed straight down. And then relax through your head, shoulders stay back. So you're really active through that back leg. That's where the power comes from in this pose. You're lifting with that left butt cheek, that inner thigh is lifting up. And then exhale, bend both knees. So you're curling everything in like a little ball. Set that left foot down. And then inhale to chair pose. So your belly pulls in, your weight shifts back to your heels. You keep your hips low as you lift up through your upper body. Exhale, sit into it just a little bit more. Belly pulls in so you're not arching too much. You want to keep your tailbone pointed straight back down behind you, so this is as straight as you can make it. And then inhale, lift all the way up, squeeze, release. Exhale, circle it down. Taking your breath here, noticing the difference between one side and the other. And then inhale, arms lift. Maybe palms touch above your head, and then exhale, hinge from the hips, fold all the way down, keeping your heart open. Inhale, pull your belly in, halfway lift like a tabletop spine. Exhale, hands down. Step both feet back. Move forward and lower all the way or halfway down, you choose. Inhale to low cobra or upward dog. Exhale, hips come up and back. Downward facing dog. Taking your breath in and out to find your pose. And then when you're ready, notice the weight shift on the floor as you inhale that left leg up this time. About 3 breaths to just reach it back behind you. Paying attention to your right leg, making sure you're not shifting out with that hip, keeping everything in alignment there. Firing up those arms, reaching down with your heart, reaching down with those toes as you reach up through that heel, squeezing that left glute. And then another inhale to reach even further. And then exhale, bend that knee, open your hip up, keeping your shoulders pretty level down towards the floor. It's okay if they move a little bit. Try and keep your weight even in your hands. So that knee, your left knee is like reaching up away from your hands. So you're like miles long between your hands and that knee. That's where the openness is. And breathe into where you feel the stretch. And then inhale, straighten that leg so it's reaching up and away. Then square your hips off. Notice the difference. Little pump through that glute on your next inhale, and then exhale, sail it through. Strong through the legs, press into your feet. Belly pulls in, thighs squeeze together. Crescent lunge, lift up. Exhale, sit into it. Couple breaths here. So again, you feel your belly pulling in a little bit towards your spine. Even as you kind of breathe in, you're not collapsing into it. You want to keep that integrity there. That tailbone is still tucking down a little bit. Like you can't really see it, but you sort of feel it. Like everything's nice and strong through your lower core. And then inhale, reach. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, little twist. Shoulders are down, fingers are reaching. Your left heel is, or your right heel is reaching back behind you. Legs stay super strong, couple more breaths. Notice how on your inhales you can grow everything a little bit bigger, and on your exhales you can sit into it just a little bit more. And then when you're ready, inhale, circle that arm back up. Exhale, bring that knee down, forehead towards your shin. Try not to let your hips shift. It's a little bit of balance training. And then readjust so that way you're comfy in the pose for about 3 to 4 breaths. Shoulders stay back, face stays relaxed. So even here, your belly is still working a little bit. And then inhale, bend that front knee, readjust if you need to lift all the way back up, crescent lunge. And then exhale, take your right hand down, left arm reaches up, Dragonfly Twist. So this left hip is kind of coming back a little bit, so it kind of wants to shift forward, you're gonna pull it back just a little. And then you're reaching, that rib cage is lifting, twisting up towards the left. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Back leg stays strong. And you stay focused on your breath. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, bring that hand down. And then standing splits. I think we might have done this different on the other side. Whatever. So the power comes from that right leg. Stretching up, shoulders away from your ears. Head reaches down. Face is relaxed. So part of this is a resting pose. In your upper body, it's kind of like a resting pose, surrendering down to gravity. But in your lower body, it's really active. That right leg is reaching. You're pressing into both heels as though you're pressing against a back wall. And keep those shoulders away from your ears. And then curl both knees in. Keep your weight in that left heel. Crunch everything in so you get nice and little. Step that foot down. Weight in both heels. And then inhale, chair. Exhale, sit a little lower. Inhale, come all the way up into it, into mountain pose. Maybe a little bit of a back bend and then sweep those arms back down. Take a breath to realign, integrate. Let it feel good. Settling into your feet, head over your shoulders. Okay, moving on. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, belly is nice and strong. Exhale, fold. Hands come down, step back to your high plank, and then lower down onto your forearms. Bring your feet together. Shoulders stay back. Elbows are nice and strong into the floor, and hands are kind of spread out, pressing into the floor too a little bit, but not so much that you're leaning forward. You mostly want to be kind of reaching back through your body. And then take your right hand towards your left elbow. Spin your heels off, and then the key here is you want to move your shoulder and your hip at the same time, so not one and then the other. You want to lift up into your side plank. If you're feeling fancy, you can do kind of something like this, but you don't have to. It's more about breathing. One more inhale, lift that top arm and those hips up. And then same thing, you want to bring your your hip and shoulder down together. That's good core integration. And then take it to the other side. So bring that elbow around, nice and strong. Spin those heels off, lift up. And stay here. If you want to play with it a little bit, you can do something silly. Another couple breaths. So this is kind of like you want to find your mountain pose here. So it's like everything is nice and strong and in alignment. You're not kind of crinking over. If you need a little bit of a modification, just bring that knee down and make sure your hip and shoulder are in alignment. Okay, we've been here long enough. Let's bring it back down. Try moving everything together. Come back up into your high plank. Option for a vinyasa, or you can just go straight into downward dog. You choose. And once we're all in downward dog, breathing here. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, swing it through. Find your foundation and then inhale up, crescent lunge. Exhale, halfway down. Pull your belly in. Reach your arms forward and then lift on up, warrior three. So again, the power comes from your back leg. That's what keeps you in the pose. Your belly is nice and strong. If it feels too crunchy in your shoulders here, let's get back a little. You can bring your arms out to the side or even back behind you. I'm a little bit sick, so my balance is off. No excuses, doesn't matter. Nice and strong here. You choose where you want to be with your arms. And then exhale to standing splits. Inhale, so it's like a halfway lift. Bring your left hand down underneath your face. Maybe spider fingers are nice. And then inhale, your right arm up. Twisted half moon. So your bottom arm doesn't even need to be on the ground. The power is coming from your core. That's just kind of there to stabilize you. Reaching out through all of your limbs, reaching out through your spine, out through the crown of your head. And then exhale, curl it back down. Standing splits, curl everything in. And then just land in a forward fold. Let it feel kind of good for a second. Grabbing onto your elbows, swaying side to side. Breathing all that good stuff out. And then inhale back up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands come down, step both feet back. Move through a little vinyasa if you like, bringing yourself all the way or halfway down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in here. And all the way out. Inhale up through your left leg. Exhale, knee to your nose, step it through. Find your foundation. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge. Exhale, sink into it, bring yourself forward. Shift your weight into that front leg. Fire up with the back leg, keep it active. Warrior three. Couple breaths here, enjoy it. So your hips are level, your shoulders are level, nothing's kind of swinging out. Let's get back a little bit. Power in that back leg, inner thigh is lifting up. And then exhale, standing splits, a little bit of a rest in your upper body before inhaling like you're coming into a halfway lift. And then when you're ready, inhale that left arm up. Still stretching out through that back leg, still nice and strong here. Unless you're like me and kind of falling down a little bit, doesn't matter. So you're reaching out through both arms. Your core is active. That rib cage is still twisting, lifting open. And then curl that back down. Bring everything back down. A little forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair, sitting into your legs a little bit. Exhale, a little bit lower. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, circle it down. Mountain pose. Taking your breath to integrate. Pressing into your feet. And then shift all your weight over into your right leg. Take your back knee or back foot up towards your glute. Take your left hand out. Reach around onto the inside of it. I'm going to flip this way so you can see a little better. And then starts again with that back leg. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Up. Dancer pose. So as that back leg starts to kick into that hand, it opens your shoulder. Maybe I'll flip this way. So your shoulder starts to open, but you want to kind of keep that your shoulders and hips in alignment. It's okay if they move a little. And then you reach out through your other arm, kicking into your hand. Dancer's pose. And then you come on out nice and slow. Circle it back down. Roll those shoulders back. And then take it to the other side. So you set up your foundation first. So everything stays nice and long. Take your hand out. Grab onto the inside edge of your foot. Start the motion by kicking into that hand. You'll notice all the tension that you build in that side of your body. And then you begin to reach forward as that foot lifts back. Dancer. Lifting up. And you breathe. So the power is in that back leg. You're opening up through your heart, opening up through the belly, keeping this long so you're not over collapsing in your low back. As with any balance pose or any pose at all in yoga, it never matters if you fall out. It's good practice for your brain. Just get back into it. And then when you're ready, bring yourself back on up and out. Another big breath in. Letting that all go. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. And then bend your knees and come all the way onto your back. Ah, you made it. Hug your knees into your chest a little bit. Roll out that low back. It's done a lot of work. Little squeeze. And then take your left knee down. Bring your right foot over that right knee, or left knee. And then reach around, grab onto your left thigh, pull it in. Noticing your breath, allowing your breath to kind of smooth out a little bit. Heart might be racing, that's fine. Enjoy the energy you've created in your body. And then keeping that same figure 4 with your right leg, take your left foot down, arms come out to the side, and then allow your hips to shift so that right foot just comes to the ground into a little hip twist. So your right shoulder kind of wants to come down towards the ground. You can move your legs around as much as you need so it feels like a good little stretch for you. And once you've set yourself up, then you just surrender into it. You just relax. You just breathe. The best part about creating all of this energy, this heat in your core and in your body and spreading it out so you're just reaching it out through all of your limbs, is then when you get to just relax everything down, it's like all the tension that was stored in all those little crevices in your legs, your arms, your back, all of that gets to release too. It's like you're kind of cleaning your body out on an energetic level. Good, and then pull your belly in as you come back up. And then take it to the other side. So that left foot is over your right knee. Shoulders are still away from your ears. Eye of the needle pose. Staying connected to your breath. Letting your breath sort of smooth out. Now maybe encouraging your breath down into your belly a little bit more, so releasing that kind of tension we've had for this sequence in our lower belly, keeping that core tight. Now you just kind of get to let that go, like breathe into it, wash it out with your breath. Breathing all the way down into your hips. And then you bring that knee down, or that foot down. Spread your arms out. And then take that left foot to the floor, turning your head off towards the left. Reaching out a little bit with your arms, setting it up with your legs so it feels like a good stretch for you. And then let it go. Just breathing into where you feel it. Noticing what you can relax in your face and your shoulders, in your spine and your belly. And then when you're ready, pull that belly back in, coming out of your twist. And then for this Shavasana today, take your legs a little bit wider and keep your arms out in a T so you're nice and big, like a little starfish. Closing your eyes down, maybe pulling those shoulders underneath your spine away from your ears. One more time, getting any little adjustments out so it feels really good. Taking 2 or 3 really big breaths into your belly, feeling that belly rise. Maybe it presses into the floor a little bit. And then you just let it all go. So your breath returns to its natural rhythm. Your body begins to feel heavier on the floor. Stay connected to your body. See if you can feel the blood moving through your arms and your legs, even if you're just imagining it. Letting everything completely relax.